started. I'm going to record last Monday of the month. I am so pumped for Keichun to be on here. Before we get into that, I wanted to kind of share a couple quick announcements so you guys are on point before I leave for Punta Cana on Thursday. I wish Keichun was coming and all of you as well, but Mexico next year. So the sneak peek party, guys, is going to be up on Thursday. Get on there and invite anybody you think would be an awesome coach. I think it's going to be a great tool for all of you to feel like you're a part of Punta Cana. So use it. Get on and invite people to it today and tomorrow. Shout out to Ariana. She's not on here, but she got back to Emerald, and so did Tara this week. So shout out to you guys. And the 3-day refresh, you guys are crushing it right now. I'm super, super proud of you. So stay strong. Day one is almost done, and you guys will crush it. Can't wait to see your results. And one more thing I wanted to share. This is where our board's at right now, guys. 25 lives changed. And shout out to Caroline. I think she's going to hop on tonight. She is crushing it. But look how many of you guys are so freaking close to getting that backpack and, most importantly, changing 3 lives. So I just wanted to remind you that strength doesn't come from what you can do. It comes from overcoming the things you can't do, or you thought you couldn't do, should I say. So I wanted to just kind of plug that in before I am out of the country and remind you you can do it. So let me introduce Keichun. For those of you guys that don't know, she works for Beachbody Corporate. So she works one-on-one with the best of the best. And this is where we're going because she's getting us real soon. She actually is from Atlanta originally, I think, if I got that right. So she got me into the market council and was like, you're doing this. And I was like, I guess. And so she's just a ball of fire. I had so much fun with her at NLC, and I know a lot of you guys are working towards that at the end of the year. So it's just such an honor for corporate to give us time and show the love, and you guys are special. So I hope you take this with heart and hustle and get your notebooks out and love on all of the fire that I know she will bring. So Keichun, it's all yours.
Thank you so much, Danielle. That was such a lovely introduction. I really appreciate it. Since this is the paid account, I'm going to go into my story a little bit so you know who you're talking to, because it's, in my opinion, I'm a little bit more than just this corporate rep, right? So I got started with Beachbody almost 5 years ago to this date. And I learned about it from a childhood best friend. We both went, I'm actually from Indianapolis, Indiana, ran cross country and track my entire life. I'm actually going to share a story about it. And I went down to the South, to Atlanta, and ran collegiately. My girlfriend also went down to the South, to Florida, and did not run. So she ended up gaining her freshman 15 plus some, spiraled her into a very deep, dark depression. She had gained 45 pounds and just completely had lost herself. So she started doing some research. She found Turbo Fire. She found Shakeology. She lost 45 pounds and she found herself again. So I literally started researching, who is this Chalene Johnson responsible for saving my best friend's life? And I found Carl Deichler's call to action video. It's super old. It might be before your guys' time, but he's going over all the obesity stats and the epidemic. And at the end, he says, I need you to join my team. And at that point, I had already done a bunch of initiatives on my campus to begin to end the trend of obesity. But when he said that, he was talking to me, and I packed up my bags and I moved from Atlanta with my business management degree to go work in the call center, because that was the only position that they had available at the time. I just had to be a part of the company that was responsible for changing my best friend's life. And so started off in coach relations, y'all. I started off in coach relations, doing your enrollments and your cancellations. I was a temporary employee for my first 8 months of working. Finally was hired full permanently, thank goodness, and then was also quickly promoted to supervisor over the escalation team. Hopefully you guys don't have to use them very often. But since then, 3 years ago now, Summit, our motto was dream big that year. And when I was in coach relations, I was doing my research. Where did I want to go? How did I want to use my degree? That was my stepping stone, in my opinion. And so when people would call in coach relations, I would help them with whatever they needed help with. But then when we were about to end the call, I'd say, okay, so what are your goals this week? Okay, so call me next week. Tell me how it went. And my boss, Louis, he's like, Keisha, you can't do that. You got to get them in and off the phone. So as I did my research, I learned that there is a department in Beachbody that does exactly what I was doing. And that's the sales team, what Carl calls the coach business development team. And so 3 years ago, our motto at Summit was dream big. I walked up to Jeff Hill and we were at the MGM arena. So typically there's thousands of people there. And when he's finishing with his make you cry speech, they're all kind of swarming him for pictures, questions, etc. No one swarmed him. It was my moment. So I went, I introduced myself. Hi, Jeff Hill. I'm supervisor in coach relations. My dream big goal is to work for you on the sales team. A month later, they packed my bags and I moved from Los Angeles to Utah, where I'm at now, on the sales team, on the coach business development team, helping you guys set goals, helping you guys strategically plan how to achieve those goals, pushing you to become the person you desire. So I'm here. I bleed Beachbody Blue since my best friend has been totally holistically affected by Beachbody. My mom has since been affected, and I, collegiate athlete, have never felt as good mentally as I do now since starting Beachbody. So anyway, just kind of wanted to give you guys a little backstory of who I am. Okay, so I have about 30 minutes from this point on, maybe 35. Start the timer now. But I'm going to spend the bulk of our conversation tonight really focusing on mindset. So this is being recorded. I encourage you guys to just really listen. I consider myself a preacher, not a teacher, so there's not going to be a whole bunch of takeaways from this. So I just really want you guys to listen and take it in. And ultimately from this conversation, I want you guys to know and to truly understand that you have everything it takes to go all in now in order to reach your goals and achieve your wildest dreams. So since it's late and a lot of life has happened to us or could be happening to us right now with husbands in the room, let's start just with the deep unified breath. Let's do one more. And if you can, close your eyes and begin to think about yourself. Who is it that you want to be? What are your goals? What is it that you want to accomplish? Why? Now open your eyes. I want you to prepare yourself to get exactly what you need from our call tonight. Expect to gain, expect to grow, expect to be challenged, and be intentional with meeting those expectations. Because if you want change in your business or change in your life, you're going to have to do different things. Think different thoughts. You will be challenged and you will gain, and it will be worth it, y'all. So I'm going to get into this topic just by naturally assuming that no one on this call wants to be in the same place that they are today 1 year from now. Can that be a true assumption? Okay, so in order to not be in the same place as next year, time to go all in, which is the topic of our conversation tonight. It's time to turn up the intensity and run through the rest of the year. So if you're someone who thought, I'm still in the same place as last year, but I do want more, I see the vision, I try, I fail, but I believe this call is for you. Because it doesn't matter what happened yesterday. It matter what happened last month. It doesn't even matter what happened last year. Today is a new day. So welcome to your new beginning, Glow Diggers. Hey! Let's get ready to attack the rest of the quarter that will set us up to attack 2017. I challenge you all to go all in, to turn up the intensity to a level that you never have even known, to a level that will allow you to finish this year and your life story strong, exactly how you guys envisioned it. I mean, because what's the point of doing life if we're just going to be coasting through it? Let's live life. Let's live the life that you designed. The life that you've imagined, the life that you have in the forefront of your mind from the beginning of our phone call. This is the opportunity we have. So let's turn up the intensity and run through the finish line that leads to becoming exactly who you desire. So I'm very familiar with turning up the intensity and going all in. I mentioned earlier that I have been a runner. I've been a runner my entire life. Do I have any other runners on the call with me? Okay, I see a couple hands. Okay, so since I could walk, I literally ran. I was in summer running clubs, and by the time I was shoot, 11. I was running year round. I was running cross country and indoor track and outdoor track and literally year round running in Indianapolis. And one thing that kind of became known as my thing was the way that I would finish my races. But that actually started way, way, way back in the day. And I'm sure my runners on this call can relate, but I'm going to paint the picture anyway. So we were running the 1600 meters. That's 1 mile, 4 laps around the track. And I had been leading the entire race. And then something really game changing for me happened. Going into the first turn of the 3rd lap, I hit a wall. And I mean, I slammed into that wall. But I still maintained a lead that was growing smaller by a millisecond just because I had gained such great momentum at the beginning. But the girl behind me, she knew I was dying. I was giving her all the signs of death. Death was near. Arms out, head back. You guys know, my runners know. And then it happened. She caught me. She caught me right before the start of the last lap with about 450 meters left to go in this 1600 meter race. And not only did this girl pass me, but she passed me right at the start finish line. And in track and field and long distance, that's also where the bleachers start. And that's also where your coaches and your team are standing. And they're yelling out splits and cheering you on. And that's also where the other team stands and cheers and yells all up in your face. And as soon as the girl passed me in front of the entire crowd, her team went bananas. And I immediately made eye contact with my coach, and I read his lips, and they said, "You better go." And then I heard my mother from way, 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 way up in the bleachers screaming out, "You better not let that girl beat you, Keichun." She was definitely that mom. But I heard them, and I didn't want this girl to win either. Why? Because I had big goals. I had a scary why. And plus, I believed in me and what I could do. And so with 200 meters left in that race, I leaned in. And I leaned in hard to my personal development. That was my own physicality on my training that taught me to lean into the track in order to go faster, that taught me knees to chest will propel you forward. And also on my mental strength from the visualization exercise, which until this race, I never even understood why our coach made us do. Visualize the race, visualize the start, visualize the during, visualize the finish of the race the night before. I never understood until that race. And at this point, she had gained about 20 meters on me, but I kicked it in like I never had before. Like I was running a 200-meter sprint, not ending a 1,600-meter run. I had completely forgotten about the wall that had just slammed into. I had completely forgotten about how my legs felt like concrete jello. I had completely forgotten about how I could barely even lift my legs after I slammed into that wall. I had completely forgotten about how embarrassed I was when this girl passed me in front of the entire crowd. Not even past me, blew past me in front of the entire crowd after I led the entire race. I believed in me. And I wanted the title more than I cared about the pain. And if I would have died, because y'all, that was a legitimate concern in my mind. I thought death was really near. But I knew I would have died leaving it all out on the field. And so despite that wall that I had just hit 500 meters ago, I kicked it into a gear that I never even knew existed in my body. And with my sweat mixing with my tears, because I was crying, death was near. And with those tears turning into the fuel necessary, I propelled and I pulled it off and I actually won and I didn't die. I'm here to tell you about it and hopefully inspire you and encourage you to do the same, to finish your race strong and kick it into a gear that you never knew existed. But from there on out, no matter what race, no matter where I was in that race, first place, last place, it didn't matter. It didn't matter if my goal of placing or reaching my expectation that I had for that race was as far-fetched as Michael Jackson coming back and singing in my wedding. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. I finished each race with a kick that was so strong and so powerful, it left people, namely myself, in awe. Like, how did I just do that? I thought I didn't have anything left. I just did. Because that was the choice that I gave myself, not an option to quit. And a reason that my team, my coach probably would have been okay with, right? My legs turned into jello. I could barely lift them. I led the race. I came in second place. They would have been okay with that. But I didn't give myself that option. Why? Because I am a champion. And even as a kid running that mile, I had a big goal to go to college. And that why had been embedded in my mind since I could speak. I can still hear my mother saying, Keichun, if you want to go to college, you better run fast because that's the only way we can afford it. And if that's true or not, that's what I believed. And so I had no other choice but to believe in me and my why, and that I am a champion. So what do I want you to take away from this story? I have 3 takeaways for you, and hopefully you'll be able to apply this to business and to your life. And the first takeaway is to put yourself in a place of potential. If you want success, be intentional about the activities to get there. What are they? Are you doing them? If you don't feel like putting yourself in that place, do it anyway. People who have reached their goals and their desired success probably hate doing the exact same things that you dislike doing, but they do it anyway because they understand that it's a part of the process. And in this business, that means doing the basic business producing activities daily and consistently, especially when things get tough. That's the way to put yourself in a place of potential. That's the secret sauce. That's the secret to success that you always hear about. Just in case you guys haven't heard, I'm about to give you exactly what our top coaches do every single day. The top coaches, this is how they get to success. This is how they're reaching their goals. The secret sauce, y'all ready? Got your pens out? 4 vital behaviors. Are you doing the 4 vital, basic, necessary to survive behaviors every day, regardless of what life throws your way? Set yourself up to be in the place of success, potential, by doing the secret sauce daily and consistently, period. Another way to set yourself up for maximum success, and that means achieving the vision that you set for yourself and for your life, the vision that you have in the forefront of your mind that we set at the beginning, is by achieving Success Club. Using those 4 vital behaviors, helping 3 people every month, period. It should be a must-happen goal because no matter what your goals are, you use Success Club as the tracking system. And if Success Club is throwing you off, change it to something that's more conducive to what we're actually doing, the Changing Lives Club. But inviting and putting yourself in the potential to even invite is the only way to ensure that Success Club happens. And so we should be consistently inviting in order to keep that pipeline prime. Invite to your community or your free group. Help them fall in love with you, the team culture, and their potential. Then invite them to the challenge group. And that means that you should be having challenge groups. And if you're not having fun in your challenge groups, change something up. That's your pipeline. Those challengers, those are your future rock stars. Those are, your future business builders. So don't reinvent the wheel for challenge groups, but be creative within that wheel. Fortune favors the bold and the creative. The objective is to be obsessed with your challengers getting their desired results. And then to begin to put them in the place of coach potential. You can do that by implementing personal development in the challenge group, by having them lead and co-host challenge groups, by asking them to share their transformation picture, by recognizing them as Challenger of the Week, among other things. And then invite them to the coaching opportunity, an opportunity not to only keep up the progress that they've made since starting the challenge group 31 days ago, but it's also an opportunity to be a part of this amazing community who are leading the charge to end the trend of obesity, as well as other trends. Like I like to say, we're ending trends, starting with obesity, but we're also ending the trend of living paycheck to paycheck, and we're ending the trend of loneliness. I mean, where else would y'all be at 8:30 on a Monday night? Who would you be talking to? This opportunity can change holistic lives. So don't be a disservice to people who are waiting for you to invite, or maybe they're even waiting on you to share your story and to go deep with it, or share that part that you haven't shared yet. There are people who not only want this opportunity, but need it. So get uncomfortable and share this business, share this opportunity that changes entire lives. We are the leaders, y'all. We are the leaders in health and fitness, and no one does it like us. No one does it better than us. Our programs and our products like Shakeology have helped millions of people lose hundreds and thousands of pounds and gain tons and tons of confidence. So let's be empowered by that. And let's make sure people know and are aware of our life-changing solutions and that we are the vessel to make sure that they have it. And speaking of putting yourself in the place of potential, this is about going all in, right? I challenge you guys to get from behind your computer. Now, I'm not saying don't use the computer. That would be shortchanging us by a lot, right? But I am telling you, there's nothing like getting belly to belly with people. Picking up the phone, especially in the tech ages. Social media is amazing and a tool that should absolutely, positively be used. But don't use a computer as a crutch because of a fear or as an excuse. I'm an introvert. Do things you've never done to get things you've never had. And remember that anything worth having that's above mediocre is going to require some sort of discomfort. It will require you to use your fear to propel you to where you want to go. True or false? The top coaches are fearless. I'll answer. False. Fear is inevitable. It's all in how you use it. So is fear keeping you stagnant? Is fear keeping you digressing? Is fear keeping you from becoming that person that you have in the forefront of your mind that we said at the beginning of this conversation? Or is fear taking you to the next level and closer to who you desire to be? Everyone has fear. And the difference between champions, which all of you guys are, and people who don't reach their goals is how they use that fear. And so when was the last time you did something out of your comfort zone? When was the last time you did something scary? I can guarantee that if you're staying in that comfort zone, it's going to keep you there. You're going to possibly be in the same exact spot a year from now. So go all in. Do things you've never done to get things you've never had. So are you guys putting yourself in the place of highest potential? Champions do. Leaders do. And if you're not, that's okay. Realign your goals to your strong why, and then redevelop the intentional action and activities that you need that will take you to where you want to go and to who you desire to become at the end of it all. Figure out the activities to match the goal. Activities must match the goal. And then put yourself in the place of highest or greatest potential to become exactly who you desire. Make no excuses, get uncomfortable, and go all in. The second thing I want you guys to take away from my story is to keep running. When that girl passed me, I didn't stop. It wasn't the end of the race. It wasn't the end of my life or my life goal to go to college. I had a choice to make, to give it my all or to give up. And you guys have a very similar choice to make daily, to give up or to give it your all. And no matter what, be growth conscious. Champions are growth conscious versus goal conscious. And so they keep running the race, their race, period, regardless of who passes you, regardless of how they passed you, regardless of how much further you were ahead of them when they passed you. Are you giving it your all? If you are, even if you fall short of reaching your goals, even if you fall short of reaching that expectation that you have set for yourself, if you grew, you succeeded and you are a champion. So don't stop 3 feet from the end of the month or the end of the year, from your daily routine of growing yourself or your business, or from who you desire to become at the end of it all. I mean, that was my biggest takeaway from Super Bowl, right? My Falcons fans. I know. Never give up because it ain't over till it's over. Or this past Masters where Sergio Garcia, after his 19th try, 19, he finally won. How many of y'all on this call would have stopped after the 12th loss? He went after 19 times. It ain't over till it's over. So keep pushing towards your goals and who you desire to be regardless. Others may slow down, but our goals don't change with the seasons. Well, kind of, but not really. Who you desire to become, I don't think wavers due to a quote unquote difficult month or because life is happening to you. Have a paradigm switch when life happens. Get excited for the growth that you're about to embark upon because life is happening to you. And because you're not going to ease off of your goals, go all in, glow diggers. You only grow in your discomfort. So have fun with it. Get excited by it and be growth conscious, because as long as you grow, as long as you learn, as long as you become better than the day before, you're a champion. Consistency is the secret to success in this business, but really, y'all, in life. But in this business, you don't have to know everything. You just have to be consistent with your daily activities, those 4 vital behaviors. And with implementing the knowledge that you do know. What you don't know is okay, but what you do know, implement it. And even if you don't do it well, if you're not implementing it well, if you don't feel like it's quote unquote good, with consistency, that will change. You will improve. You will get better with practice, but you have to start and you have to be consistent. 100% of the things that you do today will affect who you become tomorrow and the next day and 3 years from now and so on and so forth. But not because you did it perfectly, but because you did it, period. So go all in. And even if you don't see the immediate results, if you're consistent, it will happen. I'm that mom way up in the bleachers screaming out because I believe in you. You have everything today, right now. You have what it takes, but you need to check your own champion mindset. And maybe it's time for you to go all in, because it doesn't matter how much I believe in you. It all starts right here in your mind. So go all in with believing in yourself. Believe in yourself like you believe in your challengers. Be intentional with believing in yourself. And know that this is not a coincidence. I don't believe that this is a coincidence, at least, that you're here, that we're on this call, that I'm talking to you, that we're talking to each other right now. You were meant to be here. You were meant to meet Danielle or whoever brought you in. And today you were meant to hear that you are a champion and that you have everything it takes right now. All it takes is consistent action on your end. So go all in. And as a side note, from that race, it was my physical development that kept me in that race after my legs turned into concrete jello. But it was my personal development that made me believe it was possible to finish strong, that made me believe that I could win the race regardless of how much this girl had gained me, regardless of how much my pride had been shot down because this girl passed me in front of her entire team. It was my personal development that kept me in the race. Do you believe in you? Do you believe in this team's ability to do amazingly great things? So how are you developing personally? How are you equipping yourself for your mental paradigm switch? For me, I read and listen. Books like Think and Grow Rich, 5-second rule, 21 irrefutable laws of leadership, the 10X rule, you are a badass, the universe has your back, push. I love TED Talks. I love podcasts. Personal development is what equips you with the knowledge and belief. Do it. It's that important. Go all in with that development, that personal development. That's the half of it. Believing in yourself. So do you keep running your race, or are you a quitter? It's spring break, less money to spend on self. Price may often be heard as an objection. I get it. I've heard it. But that doesn't mean that you slow down on your goals of who you want to be. This is goal time. And even if you're not using those desired results, again, as long as you're consistent and you're still going, you will reach your desired success. As long as you continue to put one foot in front of the other, you will get to the destination. Those 4 vital necessary to survive behaviors. Sharing your stories, plural, daily. Building relationships, forming prospects, and constantly sharing so people know where to go and who to go to for their fitness needs. Stay consistent in the simplicity of that, and then be patient. Patience is another secret to success. But I've heard a few times that things are tougher, it's a little bit slower. My response is always the same. Well, other people are achieving their audacious goals, so I know you can do it. Nothing makes you different. Nothing makes you. Nothing makes you different. So what are you going to do about it? Are you going to give up? Are you going to wait until next month? Until summit maybe? Are you going to change your goals? Right? If your actions have to match your goals, are you going to decrease your goals? Are you going to stop reaching out to people? Are you going to stop sharing your stories, plural, on social media? Are you going to stop pressing play and drinking your Shakeology? Are you going to log off, check out? Or are you going to turn up the intensity and go hard towards your goals, regardless of what life throws your way? I challenge you guys to go all in. Who you desire to become is on the line, and you deserve to be that person. You deserve to be that mom, that wife. You deserve to be successful doing something that you love. Go all in with the efforts of reaching your goals regardless. So this is the time of year where excuses come up. Every time of the year is when excuses come up. It's slower, price objections, traveling, you name it, it can be an excuse. I want to challenge you guys to move beyond those excuses. I want to challenge you guys to replace those excuses. I want to challenge you guys to move beyond those excuses and to replace them with affirming words and thoughts and increased action. Stop thinking that negative mess. Use that energy to go control what's in your control. Control the controllable. And that's reaching out to new people, following up. The fortune's in the follow-up, y'all. Leading by example. And always, first and foremost, taking care of you by pressing play, drinking your Shakeology, and doing your development. So it's spring break. People are being more cautious of spending. It's slower. Who cares? Because what I do know is that every 2 out of 3 people are overweight in the United States right now. Right now. What I do know is that there are people out there that we can help right now, tonight. But it's up to you to move beyond those excuses, to see through their excuses, because they need us more than ever to push them through all this mess. I believe in you. I believe in us. I believe in our mission and the work that we're doing. But do you guys truly believe it? Do you believe it enough to get uncomfortable? Adapting to change, seeing beyond the lack of belief, seeing through the excuse, consistently showing up regardless, that is what champions do. That's what leaders do. That's what people on a mission to achieve their goals do. And you have to be flexible with adapting to the changes be. And so perhaps you have to dig deeper to achieve goals that come easier in other months. It's okay. Champions adapt because our goals don't change because it's tougher to reach them. When it's tougher, that's actually when your history is written. Offset tough months by going all in. So if you've let your foot off the gas, let me tell you, champions may falter, leaders may falter, but if they do, they always course correct. And so if that's you, course correct. That's the difference. I challenge you guys to attack the last 6 days of the month. I challenge you guys to grow into who it is that you desire to become with intentional, relentless effort. Help 3 people this month at least, period. I saw a lot of you guys are at Success Club 2-4, so that tells me 1-2 people. Let's see what we can do. Help 3 people this month. Go all in. Do things you never had to get things you've never done. That's how we end trends, starting with ourselves. The trend of obesity, the trend of loneliness. Somebody's lonely waiting for you to invite them right now. They're thinking they don't have any friends. They don't have anybody to uplift them. They don't have any positivity in their life. They're waiting on you to invite them to this opportunity to speak to somebody. That mom who is the true story, at home, 6 kids under the age of 11. And she just wants to talk to an adult because her husband is in the military and overseas. So someone is waiting on that invite so that we can end the trend of their loneliness. We have the opportunity to end the trend of living paycheck to paycheck. These are the trends that you, us, the leaders in health and fitness have the opportunity to do. And so some of you guys may be saying, oh my gosh, this girl, she's been much, but I'm giving it all I got. Good grief. I gut check myself. I truly can't give it anything else. Guys, if you're giving this baby all you got and you've gut checked yourself along the way, that's what going big means, y'all. Growth conscious. Remember that. Growth conscious. As long as you grew, you're a champion. Goals are not to beat yourself up if you don't hit them. They're to ensure your daily activities, your daily actions are aligned correctly to match your goals, right? Our actions have to match our goals. If they don't match our goals, stuff is going to have to give. Goals are to gut check ourselves to ensure we're doing our all to reach them. It's about what you've learned. It's about how you've grown. It's about the number of people you've connected with and possibly helped and planted a seed in. It's about who you become in the pursuit of achieving your goals. It's about the journey, y'all. It's not the destination. So I challenge you guys to run through the rest of April, 6 days, to go all in. Turn up the intensity to a level that you never even knew existed in your body, and run through the rest of April. And heck, the rest of this quarter, and heck, let's just make the commitment to run through 2017's finish line. Fall through that baby, going all in. Champions keep running the race, period. No matter where you are in the race, keep pushing, keep running through your finish line daily. Put yourself in the place of highest potential. Keep running your race. The third and final thing I want you guys to take away from my story is to lean in and to finish strong. Lean in on your training, lean in on this amazing team, lean in on Team Beachbody. If you're not on the Champions page, do it. It's a great page of resources. And most importantly, on your personal development. Let's finish this baby strong. Kick it into a gear that you never knew existed that may freak you out a little bit. It's making you sweat underneath your armpits a little bit because it's time. I want everyone on this call to wake up tomorrow and the next day and the day after knowing that you could not have given the previous day a fingernail tip more. Let's run through your daily finish line, starting now, starting tonight. If you have more to do on your power hour, bye, love you, mwah, we'll see you next Monday. Go ahead, excuse yourself. Go get to work. There's somebody whose life is depending on that invite, whose life is depending on your follow-up. So if you still have stuff left to do on your power hour, on your to-do list, we will not be offended. Go get it done. Champions manage their time and they get it done daily and consistently. That's how you reach your desired success. The success from the goals that are in the forefront of your mind. So are you living life or are you just coasting? Are you living life to not live life the same way next year? Are you being intentional about not being in the same place next year? Remember those goals at the forefront of your mind when we started the call. Are you leaving nothing on the field daily? Truly, this is an internal question. I want you to be real with yourself. Those goals that you have in the forefront of your mind from the beginning of our call, when you set your intention for what you needed to get from our call today, I want you to ask yourself and answer honestly, are you leaving anything on the field daily in the pursuit of becoming who you desire? Fall through your daily finish line. And I'm just going to end with this. In the pursuit of living better, doing better, being better for you and your family, there's going to be haters. There's going to be haters like the people who cheered against me during that mile. We all have haters. We all have naysayers. If we're doing things right, we should. So we can't be, we can't let it get to us, and we can't be fearful about being us, even if we're becoming this person. And we can't be fearful about sharing our story, especially on social media. There are way too many people who need to hear it. And we're not selling anything, but we're definitely not sharing something useless. We're sharing a holistic life-changing solution that's been proven many times over. We're sharing the solution for the dad to be able to walk his daughter down the aisle, for the mom to be able to run and keep up after her kids, for the grandma to stop taking the pictures and to get in the pictures. So know you and be confident in the work that you're doing, in the work that we're doing, and that is coming from a genuine place. And just keep pushing. The name of the game is truly consistency. Keep pushing regardless of your haters. And sometimes, y'all, the haters are the ones who are closest to us. And I think that it has to do with maybe they knew us at one point, like they knew us from back in the day. Maybe we started several things and we've quit several times. Maybe even at one point you thought that you were an undeserving habitual quitter. Champions, you have to show them that you're in this forever and that you will continue to be positive and you will continue to post and you will continue to help others live a more healthy and fulfilling life too. Continue to share this amazing life-changing solution opportunity, because if not, we'd be a disservice to the people who need it. So if your haters don't want to see this amazing life-changing person that you're becoming and they want to stay in the mediocre crowd, let them exit stage left. And it's okay. You be okay with it. You continue to lead by example. Who is meant for you will be for you at the time it's meant for you. So you keep working on you, and you will be ready for when they're ready. So I think, okay, I lied. I'm going to end with this. I think that though has to do a little bit about this whole programming. I think that we've been programmed a little bit. Work with me a little bit. Let me explain what I mean by deprogramming and we've been programmed. So I think that society has been programmed to be on this, what I call a vicious cycle. They graduate from high school, get a job, go to college, start a family, work until you retire or till you die. And it's like this crazy vicious cycle, right? It's like the elephant story, the elephant that is attached to the plastic patio chair. The guy's walking by, asks the zookeeper, why is the elephant not trying to escape? The zookeeper says, well, when the elephant was a baby, we used to tie him up to the chair, and when he was a baby, it actually used to hold him. And now that he's gotten older, he still thinks that the chain will hold him to the chair, so he doesn't even try to break free. Team Glow Diggers, let's break those chains. Let's break these generational curses. Let's show our friends and our family what it's like to be free and to dream big and to reach goals. Let's encourage them not to coast through life, but to go all in and to live life and to live the life that they've designed. Show them, lead by example, and be consistent with the champs. The time is now. If you want things you've never had, you're going to have to do things you've never done, period. And I believe, though, in you. I believe, though, in Team Glow Diggers. I know that we can do it. You guys are champions. And so being anything above mediocre will require discomfort, but it will be worth it. It always is. So I hope you guys got something from my story, my running story, and I hope that you guys will take me up on those several challenges that I threw out throughout this conversation. Thanks again for letting me share a part of your evening. Those 3 takeaways from my story. 1, put yourself in a place of highest, greatest potential. 2, no matter what, you keep running your race. And 3, lean in and finish strong. You guys are champions. You have everything it takes right now. That is all I have.
Mic drop. Man. Do you see what I fire? Nice, Brianna. Do you guys have any questions for Keichun? Now's the time. I mean, I definitely still took notes because that's just my jam. But I think, we've talked about this a lot, guys, right? Like Summit's coming up. Almost all of you are going or have the potential to still go. So how do you want to feel walking into that Superdome? I say it every single week, right? You want to walk in proud? Now's the time to take everything Keichun just said and put it to work. Brittany, I can send you some of those books she mentioned. Did you want to repeat the elephant story, Keichun, real quick?
Yeah, I'll try to actually do it better. So essentially, there's an elephant who was attached to like a white plastic patio chair, like a big, huge, ton elephant. And this guy's walking by, and he asked the animal keeper, why isn't this elephant trying to escape from the plastic patio chair? It's clear that he can escape. He's just being held by this thin rope. And so the trainer says, well, when the elephant was a baby, he was small enough to actually be held by that thin rope to the plastic patio chair. And so as time has passed, he doesn't even try to break from that chain to the plastic patio chair because he still thinks that he is being held in captive. He still thinks that it's strong enough to actually hold him. So he doesn't even try to break free. He doesn't even try to step left. He doesn't try to step right. He stays exactly where he's at, which is a lot like our family, which is a lot like society, which is why we are anomalies, which is why we have to put on our capes and put on our big girl pants when things get tough, because we're the people who are able, with our armor, with our personal development, right? We're the people who are able to fight through it and to tell somebody else that they can fight through it too. So it's up to us to break these generational curses and to tell that elephant, baby, all you gotta do is go 3 steps left and you're free.
Awesome. And guys, remember, there's seasons of push in this business, right? I think Keichun kind of mentioned that. Like, there's times where it takes a lot more effort and it takes a lot more of showing up and a lot more consistency. I mean, doing this 2.5 years, I'm not doing anything different than you guys. I'm just doing it consistently, maybe doing more of it. So decide to push for your big goals. 6 days is a lot of time. I've hit Success Club in 24 hours before. And just because you haven't done it before doesn't mean it can't be done, right?
Let tonight be the night.
So I want you guys, as you see Claire and I go to Punta Cana this week, don't say, oh, that's nice for Danielle, like good for her. Put the vision in your head that you're going to be in Mexico next year because you're going to put in the work right here, right now. That's how I treat it. Because, yeah, it's fun, but it's not fun to go without all of you guys, right? Let's take 50 people with us next year. But you got to work for it. So any other questions for, FOMO, let it drive you. Any other questions for Keichun? You guys fired up? You gonna go get your power hours done? She called you out.
Okay, well, guys, if you decide that you have some questions later on, I'm the only Keichun Groups on Facebook, and I'm here for you. Carl created this position to make sure that you have everything that you need to reach your goals. So use me and abuse me.
Thank you so much, Keichun. We really appreciate you. I will miss you in Punta Cana, but you better be in Atlanta soon.
I actually will. I'll chat with you.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
All right, guys,
Bye,
go crush it. See ya.